My name's Dave DeBow, founder of MoneyPartnerFormula.com, and this show is built for everyday real estate investors who are actively doing deals and looking to scale using other people's money. So if you're an active real estate investor and you want to get featured on this show to talk about your own real estate and capital raising experiences, then just go to daveinterviewyou.com. Now let's get rolling with this episode, and remember to subscribe for daily interview content.
Hey folks, you've heard that the riches are in niches. And our guest here today, Kevin Oliver, is a very experienced real estate professional. He's a real estate investor. He does all sorts of great things. And one of the things that really caught my eye looking over Kevin's information is how he's niching down to grow his business. So Kevin, welcome to the show. Great to have you.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here.
So you're in beautiful, I think it's Bakersfield.
Well, I'm in Bakersfield and Pismo Beach, yes.
Okay. All right. So beautiful California, very expensive market. Tell us a little bit about what your real estate investing looks like, what your brokerage looks like, how you kind of juggle all of these things at the same time.
Well, I'm with EXP, which is a virtual brokerage. I am a broker, so I am a broker. But I run a team in 4 counties.
Okay.
So Ventura County, San Luis Obispo County, Kern County, of course, which is my hometown, Bakersfield here. And then I'm based out of Pismo Beach and SLO. But we also do little bits and pieces of Santa Barbara County. And we have a number of our managers. I have another couple brokers that are on our team, and we work in partnership a lot of times, working with some of our newer agents. But one of my specialties, of course, is probate and divorce real estate. But investing wise, prior to becoming a realtor, I used to work for a small little organization called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And to date, I've probably flipped 220, 230 homes in multiple states. But then I settled down into doing group homes for people coming out of on probation or that were coming out of homelessness. So that was one of you asked me on my investing side.
Yeah.
So, and those are very, very, so I like multifamilies. Homes.
That kind of multifamily.
And they're very lucrative. They are a little
like
bit more managed.
Rent by the room type idea, correct?
By the bed, actually.
By the bed, right.
So we put 2, I have men homes. I have 2 men per room. Yeah. And if the room is big enough, we can do 4, but that has to have a certain amount of closet space and things like that. So we usually don't have 4. I've had 3 in one of ours. It's a very, very large room. But there's rules that you have to go by to make those
I would
happen.
Imagine. Yeah, you got 3 guys in the same room. That can be challenging, I would imagine.
Yeah. So, and then on the realtor side of things, I do a lot of probate. As well as divorce law. And so there's a lot of emotions going all the time from, when people, of course, when they lose a loved one, they and it's usually they're going to be going to their minister, they're going to be going to, calling a probate attorney. And I have relationships with a lot of the probate attorneys. And that's basically how I did. I became certified as a probate specialist. And I've done hundreds and hundreds of probate transactions for different folks. But what I did is I created something called the referral flywheel. So where I go out and generally what I'll do is I'll send a handwritten note or letter to the attorneys, introducing myself, what we do, things like that. I also sent one to the board, the local county board of and stuff of each county, introducing myself. And I ended up getting involved in each one of the attorney groups, the probate group and the real estate group have their own little groups and meeting times.
Interesting.
So what I did is I said, okay, so I got a hold of the head guy there and I said, hey, would you mind if I come and present to your group? I'll buy you guys lunch. So I went ahead and
How many guys were in the group?
And that one, there was about 20 some odd attorneys and then paralegals, things like that. And I have another presentation up here in Kern County, and I'm not sure how many are in that one. That one's coming up this next month. I'm presenting, and I got that through the Kern County Bar Association. So but
Kevin, what's just forgive the dumb question, but what's the difference between what you do as a realtor or as a broker with an estate versus any other non-specialist realtor or
Hmm.
broker? What's the difference?
Well, we actually work hand in hand with the attorneys. And if we have to, we'll go to court. And when I know and understand the probate process extremely well, so I can help explain it. So usually, an attorney, a probate attorney, will call me up and says, "Hey, Kevin, we have this asset. We need you to take a look at. We need to get a valuation of it."
Okay.
So we'll get the valuation of it. That's your CMA or our broker priced opinion, just as you would for any
normal house.
or any normal house or for the bank. And so we do that. But a lot of times these homes are in disrepair. So my expertise coming in as a from Rich Dad organization and having all that contracting stuff, I can come in and say, okay, we need to fix this, and being able to set them up and letting the courts know what's going on, as well as the attorneys, and working hand in hand with them, being an asset to them and a value to them, a value add, rather than just a normal agent that's just, oh, I'm just here to sell your house.
So you're actually helping them get the thing fixed up and ready for sale. Is that what?
Correct. Fixed up. And then if I have to, like this last time, we had one of our beneficiaries. It was in a trust, so it really didn't have to go to probate. But what happened was all of the trustees had passed away.
Oh, wow.
So we had to go back into court to get a trustee appointed. So two of the daughters got appointed, and there was fighting, something not between those two, but other siblings.
Family
and
dynamics.
We have to try to work with that dynamics and explain to them what the law is and what they can and cannot do. So you have to have some additional expertise rather than just be a realtor.
That makes a ton of sense.
Yeah.
Now you do something similar in the divorce space as well.
I
So walk
do.
us through that one.
Yeah, I actually got trained in that by a judge. Believe it or not.
Not through your own divorce, I hope.
Not through my. I've been with
I
my
got
wife.
a few lessons for my divorce. I'll tell you what.
I've been with my wife 40 years. God bless her. She puts up with me. So, but I always say, oh gosh, what's his name? Dave Ramsey said it's basically cheaper to keep her. One house, one wife. But and that's how you become rich. But moving forward with divorces, a lot of time I've had clients all the way from, coming in before me saying, "Hey, Kevin, we're just not getting along anymore. We want to separate. We want to sell the house. Whatever you say goes." And they're sitting in the same room with me. And then I have had other clients that I can't even have in the same county.
Wow.
Okay. And the emotions are really, really. And
so how do they even find you? Like, do you advertise for this?
I do. I have a couple of websites that they go to, and I use social media to push those out and advertise, and I push them to my landing pages. And I've done videos in regards to, and I try to help educate is what I do. And I always take my business, because there's so many folks that, and I don't like to talk down about my realtors, but there's so many that are out there that are like, well, what's my commission? That's the first thing out of their mouth. And that's the wrong question. The question should be, what can I do for you? How can I help you? Mm-hmm. And that's where we do in these divorce situations, or we do with a loss of a loved one. What can I do for you? How can I help you? Do you need a plumber? Okay. Do you need a gardener? Okay. I always think of ourselves as the concierge of real estate.
Nice. That's a nice way to look at it.
And that's how we help out people. And business flow. The commissions and the transaction, that's a byproduct. Mm-hmm. It's all about building that relationship and how we can help them. How can I serve them? Just be of service.
I would imagine at this point, because unfortunately everybody's going to have somebody pass away in their family sooner or later. So if you help one family member out, next time somebody else passes away in that family, they're probably going to think about you. So you're going to get a referral that way. Over 50% of marriages end up in divorce. So if you do a good job with this couple,
the statistics actually 46%.
Wow. Yeah.
and in some areas more, but I was looking up in our area, it was 46%.
Well, you guys stick together better.
Absolutely true. But no, it's
that California air.
It's very, very important, though, to keep in that relationship. And one of the key things I did, like I said, I sent out that handwritten letter.
Yeah.
Another one is I had a list of the attorney's offices, and it's not just the attorney. You have to think of the receptionist,
Yeah.
the legal secretary, the paralegal. So I put little gifts with a little trifold informational thing, and I dropped by and I put some candy in there, some pens, stuff like that. Dropped by every single office, and I handed out hundreds of those to each one of the secretaries. And what kind of candy do you want?
Smart. That's old school, but very, very effective.
It is. It's old school, but it works.
Because everybody else is on trying to do stuff through email and online. You show up in person. Now they attach a face to it. You're the candy guy, the candy man, right? Handed out candies. And
My next one, I'm going to be making my rounds. I guess I have to go out to the coast, and I'm bringing lavender scented candles. The girls like that. They like that.
Smart.
So,
I love that stuff. So, what's the big benefit of a lawyer, an attorney working with you under these circumstances? What's in it for them to refer you?
Well, I bring a wealth of knowledge to them, as well as being able to work with them and assist with them. And again, it's that relationship that we have built with the attorneys and the trust that we built with the attorneys, that we're not going to screw over their clients, or we're going to move their clients in the right direction with advice. So they lean on us heavily because these attorneys, they don't know real estate. They are not realtors. They are very, very good at probate. And that's exactly what we need them to do, is to testify in front of the judge or whatever magic stuff they do, but and leave the valuation and the house selling to us.
Of the house. That makes sense.
On the assets.
Yeah, smart.
Hey there, if you're a capital raiser, a syndicator, or a fund manager, and you're looking for a steady flow of incoming accredited investor leads, then go ahead, grab a free copy of my new book, How to Get 20 Accredited Investor Meetings Every Month Without Cold Calling, Networking, or Chasing People. You can get that at 20accreditedinvestorsbook.com. Again, that's the number 20accreditedinvestorsbook.com.
Circling back to what you're up to in your own portfolio, that's very, very interesting. So you're operating, to remind everybody, group homes.
Yes.
Is that correct?
That's correct.
Are you still doing that? Is that still a big focus?
I am. I have some multifamily and some group homes that we deal with. Matter of fact, right after this show, I've got to run over to one of my group homes. And this is a whole nother story. We had a fire at one of our buildings, and we had a duplex in the back that burnt down. And thank God for insurance, and nobody was hurt. God bless. And but one of the tenants had caught their apartment on fire, and so we were having to deal with that. And it happens. So I have to go over and deal with that right now.
So how long have you been working in the group home business? And it sounds like you're very hands-on, so you're not subletting this to like an organization that's running it.
I am the CEO of my business. I run my business. That doesn't mean I don't have managers. I have really good managers that I have trained, I've put in place. Like I live in Kern County, so I have a partner in San Luis Obispo County, and I have another partner that's in Ventura County that helps me manage those areas. And then I go out once a week to each one of those areas. Now, my group homes, I'm a little bit more hands-on, but I do have an on-site manager that I deal with, and I will go, and he is my point person, and he is the one that is responsible for doing check-ins, check-outs, and all of that stuff, making sure that everybody gets fed, the bills, things like that are taken care of on location. Now, if he has any problems or anything else, I'm only a phone call away, and I'm there. Let's get it done. And of course, I am the final word. But it's just like any other good CEO. Sometimes you have to push out some of that responsibility to be able to grow, or else I wouldn't be able to grow.
Yeah, exactly. So how many group homes, if you don't mind me asking, do you have on the go right now?
5 right now. And I had 8, but now we sold off a few a couple of years ago.
Yeah. And are they all the same category of clientele? Or
they're all the same category. We're overseen by county mental health.
Yeah.
What it is, it's just basically like a room and board. So there are different levels of group homes. There are some Like ours is a room and board. That's a very low level. So we charge them just a very low rate. Then there's
And
others.
yeah, they're fairly independent. The guys,
Yeah, they're fairly independent. They can dress themselves, clean themselves, feed themselves, things like that. Then there's the next step up, and there's that they need a little bit more medical attention, where you'll have to have an assigned doctor or an LVN on site that's giving medications, things like that. And then the next level, we have also ones that are getting out of prison that have to be down in lockdown sometimes. Those are higher level ones. We don't do those. And then there's ones that need very heavy medical attention, where you have a doctor on site, things like that. So we don't do that either. I find it's
that first
I keep it right at the first level. It's a room and board. We seem to do very, very well.
That means you're feeding them as well, correct?
We pay all the utilities, all of the food, three meals and some snacks.
So who does the cooking?
Our on-site manager.
The manager does. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes, though, we have taught our tenants, though, they like to cook.
Yeah.
And so they will, if they want, they get involved and they cook dinners and things like that, because they become, they live together with some of these other folks. You've got to have some kind of camaraderie. Yeah. But we've had issues also. There's always challenges where you have conflicts of personalities, just like you would in a divorce.
Sounds like you're in a kind of a high drama business sometimes there, Kevin.
It can be emotionally challenging sometimes, I'd have to say, but it's not every day at work is not for the faint of heart.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Kevin, this has been very, very fascinating. Congratulations on niching down. I mean, that's really, really smart. I'm just curious, like, for your brokerage, what percentage of your business comes from probate and divorce? What would you say?
Because I don't do just probate and divorce. I do regular housing as well and commercial. But I'd have to say it's probably about 30%.
Okay. It's a good chunk.
Yeah, it's a good chunk. Yeah. So I focus a lot on that, and it's very rewarding.
Yeah, so, for sure.
Well, I like the folks I work with. I like the people. I like being able to help people. So
yeah, you can see a big difference there. If people would like to connect with you, where should they go?
Yeah, you can go to yourrealtor.us. And that will get you all to my website. And any question you have, just shoot me a text, give me a phone call. I do answer my phones, just not at 2 a.m. Other than that, I'm actually pretty responsive.
Awesome, Kevin. Thanks for being on the show. That's been a lot of fun.
Thank you for having me.
All right, everybody, take care. See you on the next one.
Hey there, I really hope you enjoyed that episode. And as always, if you want to listen to more daily interview content, make sure you subscribe. And if you're an active real estate investor and you're doing deals and you'd like to get featured on this show, then just head over to daveinterviewsyou.com.